You want to get into this lifestyle because you think you're going to be debt free, you think you're going to be able to live free, you think you're going to be able to do all these things, and it sounds great. It sounds fantastic, sounds magnificent, but do you think my microphone was free? How about the tripod? How about any number of other things? How about the RV? Was the RV free? Does it cost nothing to put gas and propane in there? Do I eat for free? I mean, and then everybody's thinking, well, yeah, you got some expenses. And like, yeah, you got about $2,500 a month in expenses on an RV like that. I don't know what you have in a van. A lot of people are going like 1,500, maybe 2,000. Like, okay, so it's really not too much more from 2,000 to 2,500. We'll say 2,000 either way. Okay, you're living a decent lifestyle. You're eating some good food, but $2,000 a month. Okay, you have a smaller rig. You drive it a lot more. Where I have a bigger rig, I don't drive it very much. I use an electric scooter as often as I can. So what it really boils down to is, what are you really willing to sacrifice? For real, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice the creature comforts of home so you can have a short van where you're hunched over all the time and you gotta waddle around in there? Like, are you willing to do that? I'm not, so I bought an RV. I'm not willing to have a tiny 80-foot, square foot home. Like, no, I'm not willing to do that. I want a bedroom. I want a place where when I started doing this, one of my demands, and I'm going to say demands, was that I had to have a bed that was a bed all the time. It was a 24/7 bed, not a Murphy bed, not a fold down bed, not a fold out from the couch bed. Like, no, 24/7 bed. I had to have a dinette, no matter what, because that was going to be my office. And I had to be able to move my home with a steering wheel. Those were my demands. Other than that, a shower would be nice. A toilet would be nice. A second bed would be nice. A couch would be nice. But I really didn't care. A kitchen would be great, but I really didn't care. What I really cared about was I had to have a 24/7 bed. I had to have a 24/7 dinette or some sort of office space that I could use. And I had to be able to be mobile on my own. So I could go from bed to the office. I could go from driving to the office. I could go from wherever I was to whatever I needed to do. And I wanted those three things. They were super important to me, those three things. And I got all three when I went into the motorhome. And it was like, ticks off all the boxes. Could have been a van. It could have. But then I have a travel companion. All of a sudden, a van is way too small for two people like me. No, I need my space. I'm like, nope, I need to be more than a foot away from my travel companion at any given time. I need my space every once in a while. And then I started thinking about it. It's like, well, if I can't have a van, then I have to have something bigger. And I'm looking at Class C, and it's like, I was hemming and hawing, and I was really stuck, and I was having a hard time. And what ended up happening was I looked at a couple of Class C. It had the bed full time. I liked that. It had the dinette full time. Loved that. And it had the capability of driving away, which is great. Ticked off all the boxes. But then I started thinking, I got a travel companion. Okay, what are we going to do with A, B, and C? What are we going to do when it's toilet time? I mean, let's be honest. Everybody who has a van poops in a bucket. You poop in a bag. It's what you do. Or you put in some sort of a composting toilet or a cassette toilet or, something along those lines. You put in a black tank and you have a toilet, whatever. You have these issues. So I started thinking about, okay, well, how big of a bath? Do I want a wet bath or a dry bath? These are questions that I had to go through, things that I had to think about. And I started thinking about them, and it's like, I want a dry bath. I don't want a wet bath. I want a dry bath. I want to have room that I can actually move around. And we were looking at some Class C RVs, and she was looking at a couple of fifth wheels. And as she was looking at the fifth wheels, and we like, no, it doesn't have the drivability. I'm out. And we're looking at the Class C, and it's like, well, I don't know. This might be too big. This might be too big. This might be too big. And I said, okay, well, how much is the cost? And that was a real determining factor. And I said, wait a minute. How much is the cost of that Class A over there? Because it's kind of short, kind of small, kind of bottom end. It's kind of an entry level Class A. And I'm looking at a fancier Class C, and it's like, okay, what's the price difference between the two? I said, actually, they're comparable, about the same price. Like, excuse me, they're the same price? And I was like, how much is the van? And we looked at the vans, and we're looking at Sprinters that are all decked out and have solar on the roof and the whole 9 yards. And they said it's about same price. It's like, wait a minute. You're telling me that for the same price, I can get a Class A, a Class B, or a Class C. So I can go from a van to a motorhome to a great big motorhome. Like, for the same price. I'm going as big as I can. I'm done. Go for as big as you can. And it was brilliant. That was why we did what we did. That's why we got what we did, because for the same price, go big. Go as big as you can. This was brilliant. Love it. Got to do it. Let me know down in the comments, did I make the right choice? Should I have gone for a van? Or should I have gone for the in-between Class C? Or did I make the right decision going with the Class A? You let me know down in the comments. Did I make the right decision? You know, like some people get like a bus and they retrofit the bus. And, you know, like Ian from One Aussie's Adventure, he went with a bus and retrofitted it and put all kinds of stuff in it. Lots of work, tons of effort, and like, fantastic. But what did he do? Like, did he make the right decision? Or we look at Matt from Van Life Plus. We look at Chrome from Van City Van Life. Did they make the right choice getting a smaller van? It's like a small cargo van. Did they make the right choice building it out the way they did? And, you know, changing it out as they went. And, you know, going from having a cot in this configuration, that configuration. Like, did they make the right choice? You know, let me know down in the comments what you really think. Did I make the right choice? Or did someone else make the right choice? Let me know in the comments. Don't be shy. Give it a big thumbs up. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care.